Deadlock has a problem. In a game where the leading creators are exclusively top-level prodigies and freestyle meme poets, we don't actually know what the competitive grind looks like. With the player space being oversaturated by hundreds of guides and coaching videos, everyone out there who's not at the top level seems to be fighting desperately to get there. The competition may be fierce, and the odds immeasurable, but at the end of the game, only one team can say that they're victorious. My name is Greed, and by all accounts, I do not have any meaningful experience with competitive gaming. I've never even placed in 95% of the video games that I would swear by. That's what makes me different, and that's what makes me the solution. I've been tasked with the ultimate grind, to rest amongst the highest ranks in every game I play by the time I graduate college. I might not have the cleanest movement or the best aim. My game sense might be so awful, I'm throwing before I even realize what I'm supposed to be doing. At the end of the day, I might just be another middle-of-the-pack player biting off more than he could ever handle. But who doesn't love an underdog? I am Greed, and this is the quest to get good. 12 games, 12 ranks, with a post every single Saturday to update the progress. We'll be focusing on one game every week, and not just climbing ranks, but improving as a player. I'm not here to make the grind look easy. I'm here to show everyone at the top what a nobody like me can do with nothing but sheer willpower. Now tell me that's not worth a follow. So, we started our journey in Initiate 6. If you aren't aware, Deadlock's rank progression system is probably the most pointlessly obscure and confusing rank system on the face of the earth. To save us both some time, just know Initiate is the lowest rank, and each rank has 6 levels. 1's the lowest, 6 is the highest. So I'm currently King of the Kiddie Pool at Initiate 6, the highest low rank. Deadlock is a MOBA hero shooter hybrid. Now, if you've never dunked a basketball in front of a hot girl, this keyword soup might read like something close to English. But if you calmly asked your parents to leave during doctor's appointments in high school because you were in fact sexually active, then these words mean nothing to you. Just imagine if a game they made about that show Arcane got fused with CSGO's by Curious Younger Sister. Oh wait, no, you get laid. You definitely know what Valorant is. So imagine that Arcane game got fused with Valorant. Thanks to this satanic fusion, Deadlock has not only insane skill expression, but also a terrifying amount of depth. Because cyborg surgery is still years away, I will unfortunately have to learn these skills one at a time, to avoid absolutely frying my bad decision maker. Our big skill for this week is something called macro. If you assumed this was an acronym, turns out we're both stupid. It's basically gamer speak for large-scale skills. Alright, they got all these skills, but can't get a job. Stuff like map knowledge, economy, and everything else short of true omniscience. These skills are still way too much to focus on all at once, so we're going to break it down even more across the week, but in the grand scheme of things, this is what we're working on. It's not a hero shooter if we don't introduce our heroes, so without further ado, welcome in the king of getting soggy and doing tricks on it, Pocket. Pocket is a lovable twink with enough angst to ruin a 5-year-old girl's birthday party and enough frogs to ruin a 5-year-old girl's birthday party. His well-rounded kit offers him burst damage in ways of combos and damage buffs, survivability through his cape tricks and his case, and a massive supportive ultimate that takes almost every enemy out of the fight, if you use it correctly. These tools come together to make Pocket both a threatening assassin and an influential agent in team-based engagements. Now, you can't have a one-trick without an old dog, as the famous saying goes, so let's introduce the only woman to make a collar look good since Belle Delphine retired, Silver. Silver, or Mommy as we call her colloquially, is a hyper-offense-oriented tank, at least half the time. She starts as just another pretty face with a gun, dealing quick bursts of damage to proc her monstrous Lycan Curse. Once she reaches the damage threshold, Silver transforms into a mountain of pain for the enemies and pleasure for your dopamine receptors. As her abilities all change to travel longer distances, provide her with sustain for herself, and slows for her enemies. After all, where's the fun in chasing him down if there's even a small chance you won't catch him? Silver is easily the most broken agent in the game, which arguably only makes her hotter. At least she was before the devs decided she was too strong and took away her massive health gain on kills, as well as increasing the cooldown on her Lycan transformation. Before we go into the big breakdown section, let's just take a moment of silence for our furry mommy Silver, who was recently shot in the face by the game's lead designer, Big Yoshi. She was busted, so it was kind of fair, but I don't appreciate having my flow so harshly interrupted. Alright, so day one was all about VOD reviewing to spot bad habits. Getting a build for each character I play is also pretty important, so let's get into that. You'll probably only see me on Pocket and Silver, so this isn't going to take too long, but for Silver, I use my own personal build. It's honestly pretty standard, but I like the layout of it a little better than just the ones you find on public, so I use mine. For Pocket, I just use Ido's build. Builds are pretty important, obviously. I mean, they literally decide how much stronger your character gets, but you can't buy any of your items without the currency you get from performing various tasks around the map. This currency is called souls, and you get them from either killing the wave troopers, breaking boxes, clearing jungle creeps, or breaking sinner sacrifice slot machines. Say that 10 times fast, I dare you. Souls are also awarded when you kill enemy players or towers, so try and do that. Much like life, the more money you have, the better off you tend to be in most situations. So that'll bring us into day two, money-focused routes and timings. Turns out you can actually get fed really easily in this game if you just take the resources everybody's leaving around the map as early as you can. Waves spawn every 30 seconds, so once you clear them, you get 30 seconds to run around, break some boxes, do whatever you can. If you let your teammate hold down the lane and break them themselves, they'll get the souls for that, so you get way more time to run around and get a bunch of souls. You can take sinners, clear camps, do whatever. This is twice as good if you take those souls from the enemy side. They spawn on both sides, so denying them from your opponent is a lot like robbing a homeless person, then using their money to buy honey buns and a microwave. It only hurts them more. In this Pocket game, I quite literally end the game with 70,000 souls and 19 kills, purely from just having better macros than most of the lobby. I mean, I have the most souls on my team by far. I also have the most kills, but, you know, it's macros. You can see the enemy team had more kills than us, so they actually still get a souls lead for the end of the game, leading to us losing. Important to note here, actually, if you peep the team comp on either team, their team had 3 characters here who scale really, really strongly into the end game. This basically means the longer the game goes on, the more souls they get, the scarier they become. It looks like Seven and Victor were the main carries on their team, but honestly, that doesn't even matter. Our team was kind of trolling. If you look, like, we were out here looking like lore accurate Space Jam. Our Rem and Drifter were seriously on Golden Corral levels of feeding. But beyond the point, we're going to move on into day 3. I focused on a micro principle instead of a macro one. I tried improving my gunplay. Just aim, denying souls. That's when you shoot the little ball that comes up. And when you shoot the ball that comes up from yours, you're securing those souls so they can't deny them. I still started paying attention to the map to see where I'm needed, because ganking is the purest drug on earth. And also macro skills are what we're working on. One of the reasons I love these two characters so much, though, is that they actually excel at this ghost jumping sort of playstyle. When a game goes well, my opponents have to stay constantly worried about me. I'm either jumping in to cover as many of them as possible in goo while my team finishes them off, or turning into a 6'8" furball filled with estrogen and bloodlust before swallowing them whole. Alright, editor's note. That shit felt evil to see written down. I can't believe I said that. Checking myself in for therapy right now. You just don't do what I do. Right on. So as day 4 came around, the focus shifted from working on skills to actually just climbing ranks. I mean, I've done the work and now I just want to cash in. I gained and lost rank so many times during this week that I was actually an Initian 5 at the start of the day. I went down a rank. But, you know, I was locked in, so I figured we could do it. At this point, I'd gotten so good at getting fed and watched so many fucking videos, like you guys do not understand, that I was actually, like, I don't know, better than the people I was fighting? More often than not, anyway. We caught a pretty good win streak, and we were basically only losing games where one of our teammates would rage quit at the beginning. It happens more often than you'd think. Or we'd let the game go on too long and ended up letting the wrong hero get fed. The two legends I was queuing up with this week, Otter and a Bubblegum, ended up being godsends with their hero selections. They just naturally countered fed agents, and honestly, they were oppressively strong. Like, the amount of times we won a game because we jumped someone who got fed with a Moe and Krill ult, astounding. Also, shout out Otter for the Moe and Krill gameplay. But Gump was no lightweight either. I mean, he might be the most goated Shiv to ever do it. Bro took constant 1v3s and just won every single time. He was also, let me just say, having a Moe and Krill and a Shiv on your team, best thing you can do. It means you don't have to fight Moe and Krill or Shiv. But yeah, Gump also played as our team's feed for carry agents, Victor and Seven. He would just farm early on, scale in the late game, and then boom, we'd win. It was pretty cool. After an entire day of grinding on Thursday, we ended up playing 10 whole games across 7 hours, because these games take a long time. We went 6-4, and we ended the week in Seeker 1, moving up literally one single rank. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the next Deadlock video we get to make. I feel so far this is the game I've had the most improvement on, but huge thank you to you guys for watching this far anyway, and hope to see you next week.